buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches, depende en la hora. Hoy voy a hablar, a explicar un poco más de las últimas semanas de este semestre. No puedo creer cómo hay solo una semana y media para realizar todavía en este semestre. Entonces, ahora voy a hablar sobre las fechas de vencimiento también del proyecto final. Okay, pero voy a hacerlo en inglés. Okay, so for this last week and a half of school, I have a couple of important deadlines for you to be aware of. So all of the work from unidades 1 a 3, so all missing and redone work must be submitted no later than Monday, December 19th. That's 1 week from today. Okay. I will not be able to get it all graded by that point. To let you know, as always happens, those of you who have been with me, this is your third year, a lot of work is coming in right now, and there's no way for me to stay on top of it, which is why late work has to be submitted prior to the final project being done. And so that you have that extra time. While you're working on your final projects, I'm working on grading. Okay? So, that being said, make sure you're getting those things done, that you're staying in contact with me when you have your questions so that I can help. And then the final project, that needs to be submitted no later than Wednesday, December 21st. So now, I don't know what your schedule is going to be like. I know that that's your last day in Vail. So be sure to realize whether or not that's going to be a finals day for you there. So you will need to be working on this prior to your final day because it's a project. It's not an exam. Okay, so you will need to be starting on this prior to that. So just be aware of that. No extensions will be given. There's also a couple other things in this folder. Excuse me. So we're going to have I want you to be reviewing, and that's going to be included with the instructions for the final project. Also, there's a course survey that I would like for you to complete for me, and then of course the final project itself. So what is this final project? Those of you who were with me last year, you're going to find it's fairly similar to that, to what we did last year at this time. So there's two parts to it. Now, big thing with this, and I'm going to be extremely strict this year with this one. If I see evidence of an online or a translator being used, you are going to earn a 0 for the entire project and not to be given an opportunity to redo this. So do not go anywhere near a translator. I encourage you, though, to go back into the content in the course, to look at your notes, to look at any of the linked resources that I provided for you. Those are all fair game. Use those to help you. And then to also help you, be sure you're focusing on what you can say in Spanish, not what you really want to be saying in English. Remember, you're not anywhere near that yet. So keep it simple. Use what you can speak the most about to guide you as to what you're going to focus on in your project. Now, here's a list of what we have studied so far this semester and where you can find more information about them. And then the final, so in parte una, so in the first part, you're a member of your school's media team, and you're going to write either a blog or a magazine or newspaper column of at least 2 paragraphs, and in each paragraph you need to have at least 6 sentences so that it's developed. Okay? So once again, developed as in remember back when you were first learning how to write paragraphs. Make it that simple, where you're really breaking it down, okay, so that things flow. Remember, I also gave you the resource on how to use with transitions and connecting conjunctions. Use that to help you with the flow, okay? So some things that you might use, you might have an advice column that's a personal advice, giving people advice on how to be successful in their personal lives, in school, as an athlete. You can also look at health. What should people be doing in order to maintain their health? Excuse me. You can also do a critics column in which you're critiquing music groups, singers, writers, video albums. You looked at some different music groups from the Latin world. You can choose to use some of those or choose who you like now, okay? And that would work too. You can look at artists, once again, critique different health or diet programs that are out there, or a local student hangout. These are all some different ideas. You could also do like success in your school, because I think that ties in also with the health aspect. Then if you have any other ideas, please talk to me first. Do not just start going with that, okay? And I'll give you a yay or a nay on that, or we can look at tweaking it to see how it would fit. The second part is verbal. So the first part is written, and the second one is spoken. You are going to need to respond to the 3 questions provided here. For each response, I'm looking for about 4 sentences, at least, for each, okay? Don't go crazy with it, but I want you to add some detail for each one. And once again, it doesn't have to be exactly what you would want to say in English. You can be making up some of the answers, like the facts. Okay, so you are going to respond with ¿Por qué piensas que dices en tu artículo? ¿Qué necesitan hacer los estudiantes? ¿Qué más has hecho para ayudar a los estudiantes con sus consejos? So part of this is also for you to understand what that means. All right, so that's the final project. Make sure that you're staying in contact with me with any of your questions. I am going to focus in primarily on questions of content or immediacy, so that, and I'm not going to be responding much to the when we grade things for me, because in order for me to be able to grade, I can't keep responding to those. So just giving you that up front. And hasta luego.